My, what is this? A medieval style European bridge? Complete with supports? And, well, rather meek fencing. But what is this? Castle? Yes, that's right. This week I'll be showing off my medieval castle. In America, we have something called Memorial Day weekend, and let me tell you, this 3-day weekend did not go to waste. So here's the castle grounds. I started with these cylinders, filled it in with walls, added 2 stories each for kind of the barracks of the defense. This was probably the worst designed, as it was the first, but they're all pretty symmetrical, so they're not my favorite part of this build. But let's actually back up. We are out of stairs. Oh my god, how embarrassing. Let me actually back up. So I'm hoping next week or the week after I can work on a proper walk-up, but we're just gonna have to settle with these stairs for now. The chains kind of give like a drawbridge effect. I wasn't really sure how to angle maybe like a diagonal reaching over here. So this is the best I have to offer. So here's the entrance of our castle. It is unnamed as of now. Drop a name that you deem fit. We have Slow King, of course, king in the name. Cerulege, our malicious knight, and then Ninetails, who keeps the fire warm. But here's the dining area. It is late at night when I'm recording this, so everything's going to be a little dark, but that's just how the medieval times were, you know, no electricity. A trick I saw on Twitter was to have fossil heads on the wall as if it's like a prized kill. And a lot of chateaus and castles in Europe have like deer antlers and stuff like that, so having the fossil heads is pretty neat. A lot of food on this table, but not a lot of lighting, so I certainly have to work on that. I would say I'm not finished decorating. There's an empty room or two, but I'm happy with it enough to show it off for you guys. Here's the main fireplace. Rather large and ornate. I'm hoping to even make it more complex for this ballroom. But in the meantime, I think I'll just have some chairs and tables going along the perimeter, with this center being for the ballroom, right? Before we go upstairs, I was doing some castle research where I learned that a few French castles have an oubliette, as I learned. It's so French oublier is to forget, so an oubliette would, I guess, assign a noun to that. It's where you put people to forget about them. It's just a trapdoor in the floor, and you drop them in, and then boom, they're in a well now, and you can forget about them. So I'm hoping to actually create some sort of dungeon room, very reminiscent of the Breath of the Wild Hyrule Castle, is really the main inspiration for this place. But that doesn't mean it's a one-for-one. It's just like the colors, it's got a staircase, and once you get to Hyrule Castle, you kind of have to wind outside and go around and through caves to get to the main entrance, all while being blown up by guardians and sentries. I don't know how I would accomplish that in Pokopia, but we'll just go around for the rest of the tour, and then I'll do a 360 of the castle when we're done. Second floor here. I wanted to create sort of a catwalk so you could eavesdrop on conversations going on in the dining hall. There is no throne room in this castle as of now, so I would say that if there were a king, which is myself, or Slow King, of course, he'd probably sit at the head of the table. And, of course, everyone would love to eavesdrop quietly. So here's where I address my subjects. It's too bad there's no crown in this game. Gold teeth on display here. Equilava. He moved in all on his own. I was just making lots and lots of furniture decoration choices, and he decided to move in as a habitat. Here is our library. We're missing one bookshelf. I will receive that shortly, hopefully. I might just print one. Here's a little reading nook as well. I just love the book items, I gotta say. Before we go on further, this leads to an outside courtyard, complete with gargoyles on the roof. I actually put a lot of gargoyles, unique to each roof. You'll see that in the flyby. Going back down, here's where we start to see a few of the rooms. Pretty simple, pretty simple. I didn't want to have it so cluttered, especially since Snorlax actually moved in here. That was terrifying. The door is still missing, and I moved him around, and that was a challenge. He's very large. Here's more of a trophy room. Again with the dinosaur, Bastiodon on the wall. Okay, hi Snorlax. Not a lot of light in here, and we're actually so high up that you can actually see wisps of wind blowing by. It's pretty fun. I just love this staircase, the two-way. Very nice, very nice. We'll keep going up. Here's Snorlax's room. Big old cake for him. Fireplace. I have about 10 fireplaces in this place. I figured castles get very cold. There's no insulation. Okay. Why do we only have one lit? Anyways, here's more of a storage room. It's kind of last minute, I would say. Last to be updated. But, you know, I figured with a castle, you're going to have so many rooms. One of them's got to be a storage room. So I hope to fill this with more junk soon. We'll keep going up here. And then here's kind of the pigeonery, I guess. I want to have, like, tons of bird nests soon, and maybe Dartrix or Decidueye living up here. We are very high up. You know what? This castle tour was relatively short. I wonder if we missed anything. But here is the princess suite. Oh my god. That leads directly down into the oubliette. I swear I had a trapdoor down here. What happened? We'll get that situated. But for now, it's just a death trap. Oh, here we go. Here's one trapdoor at least. So what's a castle without a little spire where a princess might live, trapped in the castle? I'm not sure who I would put up there, but certainly it'd have to be a little tiny Pokemon. Maybe like Curlia or someone. I don't think they'd like it. It's very small. And I don't know of any Pokemon that can climb ladders, so maybe Coughing one by one and can float. But is that really it? You know, when I was building this castle, nothing was connected. There was a lot of just walls inside as well. It's kind of a maze. But sorting through and putting a staircase here and leading to a double staircase here, it's really made the castle feel a bit smaller, which is a great thing. Here's sort of a rear side balcony. View of the lake. But yeah, I guess that's it. We'll do a flyby. So here's the back of the castle. I do not have gargoyles in the back, as I simply do not have enough statues. They're very expensive to print. And I'm not digging up treasure or finding these feathers as much as I should. Oh, there's the Temple of Altar of Fire, or whatever. Altar of Flame. Here's the back of the castle. Here's our Disney Princess Spire. complete with a water fountain on top. I'm looking for more tips on creating height with the roofs, but all in all, I'm very satisfied with how this turned out. It's a bit isolated from the rest of my town, so I'd like to have some sort of village down here sprawling out, and we've gotten to work. It's very basic. I'd like to keep the extravagance to the castle, so adding any further details to this is my priority. Oh, looks like I forgot to add some wooden posts underneath there. So I'll get that done. But yeah, this is about 2 days worth of work, so maybe 15 hours of material collecting, placing, planning. Um, Overall, just a great weekend. If you'd like to see more updates like this in the future, just drop a like, and I got your message loud and clear. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye now.